Alright, Flat Rate Mechanic here again, and we want to do a video on how to find out which O2 sensor is supposed to be replaced. A lot of times you'll get an O2 sensor code like a p0135, p0136, p0137, or p0138 are a few of the very common O2 sensor codes. And along with it, it's going to say bank 1 O2 sensor, bank 2 O2 sensor, or bank 1 sensor 2, bank 2 sensor 2, and so on and so forth. Typically, most four-cylinder engines has two O2 sensors. It's going to have a bank 1 O2 sensor and a bank 1 sensor 2 O2 sensor. And basically what you're going to have to do first, whether you have a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder, you're going to want to find out your firing order. And you can do that just by typing in the engine size into Google and asking it what your engine's firing order is. And you can usually find your engine size right under the hood on this catalyst sticker. And you can see here, this one is a 2.7 liter. So I would just Google my type of car with a 2.7 liter, look for the firing order. Once you know the firing order, you'll be able to tell where bank 1 is. Now on a 4-cylinder, bank 1 is always just going to be that bank of that 4 cylinders. On a 6-cylinder, you're going to have 2 banks. So you're going to have a bank here and a bank here, and on each bank is going to be 3 cylinders. On an 8-cylinder, the same thing. There's going to be a front bank and a back bank, or a bank 1 and a bank 2. And the way you're going to tell which one is bank 1 is wherever the number 1 cylinder firing order is. I actually drew up a diagram over here. As you can see on the 4-cylinder engine, cylinder 1 is here. So this is going to be bank 1, and the upstream O2 sensor is going to be sensor 1. The O2 sensor after the catalytic converter is going to be sensor 2. So this sensor is going to be bank 1 sensor 1. This one is going to be bank 1 sensor 2. Now I got an 8-cylinder here, which would be the same as a 6-cylinder. The firing order is going to be on the right bank. You see this is the front of the engine here. You're going to be looking at it from the front. So this would actually be the left bank. So the cylinder 1 is going to be bank 1. And then the other side is going to be bank 2. So this O2 sensor is going to be bank 1 sensor 1. The one after the cat is going to be bank 1 sensor 2. This one's going to be bank 2 sensor 1 and bank 2 sensor 2. So sensor 2 is always going to be downstream after the cat. Sensor 1 is always going to be before the catalytic converter. And depending on whether you have a 4-cylinder, a 6-cylinder, or an 8-cylinder, that will depend on the bank. Bank 1 is always going to be cylinder number 1. So if you have a front-wheel drive vehicle, the engine's going to be facing this way, and the fan will be up here. Or a rear-wheel drive vehicle. This is a front-wheel drive vehicle. If you have a rear-wheel drive vehicle, the front of the motor is going to be in the front of the vehicle. So if your cylinder 1 over is here, this is going to be bank 1. If it's over here, this will be bank 1, or vice versa. So you have bank 1, bank 2. On this particular vehicle, it would be bank 1, bank 2. Bank 1, bank 2 on this particular vehicle. Another way you can tell sometimes is if you actually put a straight edge across the front of the motor, the cylinder 1 cylinder is always going to stick out a little farther. So sometimes if you can see your spark plug wires, if you draw a line straight across, the wire that sticks more forward is going to be the bank 1 side. So hopefully that gives some clarity on how to tell what O2 sensor to replace. And that about does it for this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below, or any other advice you can add to this would be appreciated. But thanks for watching. If it was helpful, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the Flat Rate Mechanic.